Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. We're gonna continue the trial today. Here we go. Here we go, full screen. So it was last time people were talking in the chat and I was not able to respond. Here we go. Chat is now open. Okay. 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 Uh we have to turn on do not disturb on the Discord. Search up code. Was Luna's code? We will hopefully start at the time I mentioned, which is in a minute. I don't know if everyone's gonna join within a minute, but only a minute left. Wrong thing. I should probably use the objection thing a bit more, but I'd rather just say objection. So it's more satisfying that way. Oh, I forgot this is still on here. Let's clear that. Like, I don't understand, man. Why can't I clear these blocks? Why can I only do this? Yeah, it's just this. I don't understand this. Why can I? Let me just get like a blank screen, like just like a black photo. Just put on here real quick. Not even fully black, but it will do. I don't care. There we go. That's just for now. And I'm noticing that it's 2 minutes past when everyone was supposed to be on, and no one is on. Great, that's just wonderful. Not that, was the other pepper star emoji. Here it is. Not online. Not online. Not online. My god. How is it that the defense lawyer is always first here? You have somebody else in my chat at least. 2 people watching apparently. Close this shit. Can close this shit. Can keep that one open. Keep that one open. Keep that one open. Okay. I'm just gonna look in Discord because I do have D&D. So if somebody does message me that they're gonna be late or something, I'm not gonna be able to see it. Is that? No, it's not light. It's like this, right? Yeah, it is like that. But it's fine, I don't need to understand it. We just sit here, go into play mode, take our objection button, and just sit right here while I constantly wait for everybody else to join. We're gonna close the stream so I can just be in Minecraft and no, I can actually keep the stream open. I forgot. YouTube added that as a feature. No, that's Discord bot actually. While everyone's waiting.
Shahardel said test.
Great, Discord bot works. Wonderful. Yo, we joined.
Jura1 said I'm here for emotional support.
You don't get to speak. You're not allowed to do that. You can just be here. You should join the game as well, probably.
Why does this channel have TTS?
Because there's supposed to be people here who are supposed to speak but can't, and so they're gonna use the TTS, like always. Like Quiz does, like Adrian.
Why did you talk in the TTS?
To test whether it works or not. That's why I typed test.
No, I mean, shut up.
That is after the fucking that is like stuff for after the trial was already over, after the court was done and people had to go. That is when we like started talking here. So I just told him to shut up because I wasn't on call anymore and he wasn't either.
Jura1 said after party.
More like just kind of talking after the trial for fun. We're all friends after all. I love it when people obey fucking like, here, let me open up the chat room when we can talk. Adrian's here. Perfect. Ashley's here. Hello, Ashley.
Jura1 said I mean, We all have more important stuff to do than attend fictional court about some fictional owl that never happened, so being late is fair. I mean, I have more important stuff to do. I don't know about other people.
You see, I understand that.
People.
I don't understand that, but here's my counter argument. You can have more important stuff to do, and you can do whatever you want to do, but if I literally ask you, hey, can you make up some free time for said time and date, and you say, yeah, sure, I can make up some time for said time and then said date, and then you don't show up on the said time, set date, then your argument falls apart because like, oh, I have more important things to do. Well, I asked you if you can make some time, and you went, yeah, I can make some time. Like, not you specifically, but like in general, the people that I need to be here, I ask them if they can make up some time. Also, bruh. Okay, never mind. Fuck me, I guess. It's 45 minutes
Juror 1
late.
said maybe they consider lying more easier than actually telling you no and having you being disappointed then, rather than now.
Oh, I would not be disappointed if they just said, no, I'm not free. Multiple times people told me, no, I'm not free. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. But like,
Maybe they have a head canon.
as I was saying, telling me no then would have been a lot easier, and it would have been saving a lot of time for both people, because then I wouldn't have freed up time in my schedule to do this now. Instead, by telling yes, they fucked up the people who actually did mean to show up on time, the people that actually did show up on time, like me and me and Ashley, who actually probably freed up time in our schedule to actually show up. So no, it's not like, ooh, I don't want him to be annoyed at me now, I'll have him be annoyed at me later. It's just wasting everyone's time and just annoying me way more than it would have been if you just said no. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking mute this fucking stream for now. I am never again in my life trusting these people with time. I will like ping them 7 hours beforehand to make sure they know that in 7 hours there will be a fucking port. Cause what do you mean it takes you an hour to be late? How are you an hour late to an event you agreed to show up on time? Like, oh my god. Okay. While we're waiting, let me make the bot join again. Here we go. Bot actually joined. Great.
Jura1 said we love TTS bot.
Joe1 is about to have his speaking guides completely removed so he can type in chat. That's what I thought.
Do you really think I will use TTS bot to speak during the case?
No, you'll not use it again. You're not supposed to use it at all, and now you're making me go all the way to my server settings and making it so Joe rules don't have the ability to speak in any other VC other than Joe VC. Fucking hell. Edit category. Edit channel. Permissions. Connect, speak, use voice, mute, deafen. Send messages. No.
He's not here yet.
No, they're not here yet. You're on the wrong account, by the way. You're speaking on Lucy's account. Saying. Open chat. Great, that's disabled. Now you can type in there. Wonderful. Edit channel. Permissions. Juror. View channel. Send messages. Save change. Great. Now we're waiting on Quizzled.
I can't join on Minecraft today.
That's great. We'll have a standee. Let me just Hey, look at that, Quiz jammed me. Hey, look at that, Quiz is here. And everyone is an hour late. Wonderful. Let me DM Ashley now. Wonderful. Those of you who can join on Minecraft, please join on Minecraft. Thanks. We'll have to get creative thing. With the judge not being here, since I don't know how to code NPCs. Great, that's just wonderful. Just best of time. We joined. Oh, Ashley's now here too. Perfect. Well, since I don't know how to code on DF, and I don't think anybody here else has dev. Oh wait, never mind. We have a good plan. We have a good, maybe a good thing. Never mind. Rip. We're gonna use an almost stand. Get my alt. Well, the username and skin won't be the same. We're just probably gonna be using an almost end. Since this is like the actual edited video will be like fully edited and actually looking better, so it's fine. Yeah. Making an NPC is so easy. I don't fucking know how to do it. We'll make it on a different plot and then I'll go copy paste it on here. Sure. Let me go into dev. Okay, I'm in dev. Let me skin show. Yep. Well, we don't need an almost stand though. We need an NPC. Like I could just summon an almost stand manually. Okay, sure. Netherrack. Yeah, where do I put this? On join. Netherite. Game event. Well, plot start. Join player. I don't know what plot start is. Motherfucker, I've never coded on this plot ever. Okay, sure. Here. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me do that real quick. So Michelle, since Lucy can't join, can you join at least or no?
Yeah, she's joining. Her thing's just loading.
Okay. What the fuck? Isn't it just like? Oh, it's not shift. Okay, gotcha. Oh, face up. Okay. Don't I need to be looking straight? That like this. Okay, yeah, sure. Here we go. Got the location now. Great. Do I place it inside? Okay. Now what? Wonderful. This has become a coding stream. Appearance, I'm assuming. Skies as a player. And then what do I put it on a string? Oh, slash text. Okay. Lucy, what's the username on Minecraft?
That's a good question. I
Oh.
don't think I know the answer to.
Okay, let's open up old code footage and let me just look. Skip to like near the end and then I'm probably looking. Here we go. Yep. Lucy 0078. Text Lucy 0078. I put that inside. Okay, head, Lucy. Okay. Michelle, you need to real quick leave the plot. Look at that, Lucy. You're still here. Look at that. Wonderful. Great. I left my Valorant session to be here, Kara says. Actually, no, that's the old trial. I had the old one opened on my computer, not the new one. Here we go. Okay, wonderful. We're all here then. Michelle rejoined too. Music. Great, we're gonna immediately start because we don't have time because people were late. So, yeah. Your Honor, defense calls Ashley Graves to the stand. That's the wrong stand. I feel like this is the 17th time we've said, you're over there. This is where I stand. Wonderful, okay. Okay then, let me open up my notes. Waiting, okay, I'm waiting. Okay then, we can start. Everybody okay? Any? Great, wonderful. Let me just find my notes real quick. Witness 1. Here it is. Okay. Can you please state your name for the court? Adrian TTS. Remember, there's a reason we have that set up. I'm pressing the wrong button.
Ashley Graves said, Ashley Graves.
Well, Miss Graves, could you please tell the court about the start of the pandemic, the one that started this whole tragedy that has occurred?
Well, just like most people, we heard about the parasites on the news. And when we saw that our building had been affected by the contaminated water and that we may have the parasites, I was terrified. That
dot was very necessary. Thank you.
My reaction prob fearful.
At least you had your family to help you deal with all of this, situation, correct?
Ashley Graves said no, actually. Both our parents left right before they closed the apartments down and told us that they are safe and not infected, and that we can join them after the nurses confer. We weren't infected, and until then we should just stay in the house and not leave. They did not come back LMAO.
Right. Sorry, I'm getting, sorry. Apologies, Joanna. My notes are kind of just, like, messed up and it went down to the last message. So your parents, the people that should have been there to help you through these tough times, they just left you in the apartment with what appeared to be infected water and told you to just stay there and survive until you were also to leave the apartment. Is that right?
Ashley Graves said, yeah, it is.
Thank you. What happened next?
A nurse showed up a couple of days later and took both my and my brother's blood to test for the parasites.
And what did you find out? Did they tell you were infected?
They never told us. They never even came back. From that point on, our door was barricaded by something locked from the outside, and we were no longer allowed to leave the apartment.
I see. So after the nurse had collected your blood, you will never talk to her or seen anyone else from the company Toxic Soda that claimed that the parasites existed. Is that right?
Ashley Graves said that is correct. After that, we only talked to the wardens.
The wardens, you say. What did you talk to them about?
Well, we needed food, as our limited supply of it was running out. But they kept telling us, it's not our job to give you food, and it's the delivery's issue.
Did you believe them?
It didn't matter if I believed them or not. There was nothing I could do. My brother and I were just trapped in our apartment for a long, long time.
How long would you say the time you were trapped in your apartment is? How long? How much time do you think you've been there since the start of the pandemic?
Ashley Graves said circa 3 months.
And during this duration of 3 months, have you been given any food, supplements, or even treatment from the wardens or anyone else from the company Toxic Soda?
No, we were not. The last piece of food we ate was 2 weeks before the incident, and it was a can of barely expired tomato sauce.
Great, now we have to wait for Ashley to come back. Chris, can you like change your skins real quick while we're waiting? It's not gonna matter anyway, but like, yeah, can you real quick? Yeah. He left real quick to change his skin. He'll be back in a sec. We can continue for now. Um, so just to make sure this court and everybody here understands, you had no food in the house. The food that you did have was not actually food, as you claimed it was barely expired tomato sauce. And you had to survive on that for 3 months. And when you asked the wardens for help, for food, or any other things, they just told you it's not their job and let you starve. Is that correct?
Ashley Graves said MHM, yeah?
I'm very sorry you had to go through this, Miss Graves, and I'm sure everybody here is too, but I want us to move on. A couple days before the incident that has occurred, do you remember what happened?
Well, I remember feeling weak and powerless. Almost no energy and stuff. But the house was dirty and clothes were everywhere. So I tried cleaning the house. And then.
Then what, Miss Graves? Miss Graves, then what happened?
I passed out from exhaustion.
And next?
Ashley Graves said when I woke up a few hours later, I tried walking out of my room to talk to my brother, but I didn't have enough energy, and I passed out again.
So within the span of a day, you passed out almost twice from exhaustion, lack of energy, and starvation. I'm truly sorry. I want us to move on to the day of the incident. Can you tell us what happened that day?
Well, extremely loud music was playing through our neighbor Ray's apartment, so my brother and I tried yelling to him, asking if he was okay and asking him to lower the music, but he didn't answer us. Then we heard a loud thud coming from his apartment. Q. So what did you do next?
That is my line.
Quiz Goodman said mess dupe.
Yep.
Ashley Graves said, I was just UHM. Cat on keyboard.
What did you do next after what did you do next after you heard the loud music?
We went to our balcony, since it was close to his, and kept yelling to him, but he didn't reply. We thought about jumping to his balcony, but we didn't want to risk that jump and fall to our deaths.
So how did you make it over to his apartment?
I went to our parents' room and grabbed a shelf from a bookshelf and used the plank to slowly walk over to his balcony.
Your Honor, I would like to show a picture of the plank if that's okay with the court.
Yes, proceed.
Thank you. Download. Hold, I need to find one. Open in browser. And Miss Graves, what did you see when you went to your neighbor's apartment and looked through his window? Could you tell us?
Ashley Graves said we saw our neighbor Ray, dead on the ground.
What else did you see?
May I please take a short break? This is hard to handle.
Ashley, please, could you move on? What else did you see in the apartment?
We saw him dead on the ground, surrounded by candles and a pentagram and runes, like he was trying to, I don't know, summon something.
And what did you do next?
We tried to enter the apartment, but it was locked, so we went and grabbed an ashtray and broke in. Then we stood over his body.
And what happened next?
Ashley Graves said my memory isn't the best around this. I remember Andrew taking a knife from his kitchen, and...
What happened? I need you to continue, please. What happened afterwards, after he took the knife?
We cut him. We cut off his arms and legs, and we just put them in a freezer. Andrew took care of his head and torso.
So you just cut someone into pieces and stash them in the freezer. Now, why would you do that?
We didn't realize. Okay. We didn't even understand what we were doing. We were so hungry. And at that point he wasn't even a human for us. He was nothing more than meat. And I know this sounds wrong. And I know better now. But imagine starving for 3 months, passing out twice from lack of energy. My brain didn't even register what I was doing.
So just so the court can understand, when you cut him, he was already dead, as the prosecution is not even charging you with the murder of Ray, just with the disposal of his body parts. And you were not realizing what you were doing when you were doing it. You did not realize that you were cutting him. You didn't even register it.
Ashley Graves said yes.
Then what?
I took one of his legs and
what, Miss Graves?
And me and my brother ate it. The second we realized what we have done, the next day we were terrified.
Well, thank you, Miss Graves. Nothing further with this witness, Your Honor, although I reserve the right to call her to the stand at a later point.
Okay.
You stay on the stand. Quiz.
Quiz Goodman said I'd like to redirect the witness.
Question you. He wants to question you. Judge?
Yeah.
Is he allowed to redirect the witness? Is he allowed to re-question them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Graves, you said that you heard a loud thud coming from your neighbor's apartment, is that right?
Ashley Graves said yes, it sounded like some heavy, like something, or someone had fallen.
Quiz Goodman said, and at that time you were still sane, right?
Ashley Graves said, as I recall, yes. Like I was still starving, but not in a full insane thing. YKWIM.
Quiz Goodman said you then said you wanted to check on him, so you grabbed a shelf and made a bridge to walk over to his apartment from the balconies, risking your life, as at this point you passed out twice, and this bridge was 4 floors high. and you risked your life just to check up on him. Is that right?
Ashley Graves said we thought something terrible had happened to him. The music was blaring, he wasn't answering us, and after being trapped in that apartment for months, it was the first real thing had happened in a long time. I wasn't really thinking clearly about the danger. I just wanted to see if he was alive.
Objection! Objection was not necessary, but yes.
Quiz Goodman said you saw him through the window on the ground dead, so you went back to your balcony over the small plank, and took an ashtray to break in, and you're claiming you did this to check up on him, is that right?
There is a window that they broke.
Ashley Graves said at first, yes. We thought maybe there was still something we could do, or maybe we were wrong and he was unconscious. We were desperate and confused. Nothing about that situation, Faye. Looked normal. Fellot. Folded hands.
Quiz Goodman said Miss Graves you then said after you went to his body your memory is cloudy yet you were able to remember your brother picking you up a knife and cutting him, and you were able to remember putting his body parts in the freezer, is that right? You're claiming you went insane the second you stood over the body.
Objection, Your Honor. Compound question. He's asking two questions at once.
Ashley Graves said 2 questions.
I'm getting to it. Compound question. He's asking 2 questions at once without letting my witness answer.
Objection sustained.
Quiz. Rephrase the questions and ask them one at a time.
Quiz Goodman said Miss Graves you then said after you went to his body your memory is cloudy yet you were able to remember your brother picking you up a knife and cutting him, and you were able to remember putting his body parts in the freezer, is that right?
Ashley Graves said yes. Parts of it are clear and parts of it aren't. I remember certain images very vividly, but everything around them feels blurred together. It's like my mind only held onto the woo. RST parts.
I love the woo RST parts. Hashtag great TTS. Amazing. Worst parts. Yeah.
Quiz Goodman said you're claiming you went insane the second you stood over the body.
Ashley Graves said yeah, as far as I recall. We were starving.
Quiz Goodman said do you really expect the court to believe that you were sane when you heard him fall? You were sane when you grabbed the plank and walked over to his apartment. You were sane when you broke into his apartment, but the second you stood over his body, you just went insane.
Objection, Your Honor. Badgering the witness.
Objection sustained.
Ashley Graves said, let me type this out, it'll take a sec.
Quiz Goodman said you don't have to answer that.
Ashley Graves said, oh okay, sad face.
Quiz Goodman said Shahar objected.
Ashley Graves said, I thought it was sustained.
Sustained means you don't have to
And
answer
you could.
it.
Quiz Goodman said not overruled.
Overruled means you have to answer
Ashley
it.
Graves said, oh, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Quiz Goodman said, so have you ever talked to Ray before this situation?
Ashley Graves said, irrelevant.
I don't think so, actually. Can't object relevant since it is relevant.
Quiz Goodman said, does that imply any sort of answer?
Ashley Graves said no. I had never spoken to him before that day as far as I recall. We were neighbors, but we didn't have any relationship or interaction prior to the incident.
Quiz Goodman said, I think that will be all.
Your Honor, I have no need to re-question the witness. I would like to move on to my next witness if it's possible.
Okay, proceed.
The defense would like to call. Yeah, you can go, Adria. You can go, Ashley. It's fine. The defense would like to call Andrew Graves to the stand. We can't see your face, Andrew. Yeah, you're kinda. You're kinda.
I know my computer's bugging. Sorry.
He's breaking the laws of it. Here we go. Could you please state your name for the court?
Andrew Graves.
Well, thank you, Mr. Graves.
Just Graves. Just Andrew, please.
Yeah, okay. I just have to go through my notes again. Apologies. Ashley. And here it is. Okay. Andrew, could you tell us about the start of this pandemic?
Sure, I guess. We saw on the news that there was a chemical leak that made some water toxic and infected and contaminated it. And it said that our building was affected.
I'm seeing that you're not sharing the same level of concern that your sister had when she testified about this. Why is that?
Well, I was pretty sure I wasn't affected, and neither were my parents.
How were you so sure that you aren't infected and neither were your parents?
I mean, no one in my family felt ill, and none of us were dumb enough to drink the water from the tap, so...
So you fully believe that you and your family were safe from this alleged parasite?
Yeah, pretty much.
Could you tell us about the day your parents left?
There's not much to tell. I was sleeping when they left, and they didn't even bother telling me goodbye, or my sister. We didn't see, like... They just left. That's kind of it.
I see. You don't seem very bothered by the fact that your parents just left. Again, unlike your sister, who was kind of sad. Why is that?
If I'm being honest, I don't really have a good relationship with any of my parents, and I just pretty much raised myself and my sister all alone, so...
Right, I see. I would like us to move on to more important matters before the prosecution objects. I would like you to tell us about the day the nurse came up and collected your blood?
Well, the nurse showed up, knocked on the door, and asked us if we were willing to give like a blood sample to make sure we weren't infected, and we obviously did it. And then she just took the samples and left.
And did you hear from Sense?
Nope, didn't hear from her nor anyone from that company that claimed the water was contaminated. We never even got like a confirmation that we were infected. They just locked the door and just left us there.
I see. Could you elaborate a bit more on what do you mean by left you there?
Well, they like locked the door. We couldn't open it from the inside, so I'm assuming they barricaded it, and they hardly even checked up on us or anything.
I see. I want us to move on to the day your sister passed out. What did you do that day? What happened?
Well, what more is there to say? She wasn't giving any food, like no fucking clean water, no,
Andrew,
like
Andrew, language. Thank you. Sorry. Go on.
sorry. When she passed out, I quickly picked her up and put her on her bed. Then I yelled at the warden that she passed out. All he could say was, "Is she dead?" And when I answered, like I said no, but and he just cut me off. And then he said, "Then stop whining. She's fine," and then moved on.
So the warden was no use for you and didn't help you or your sister when she passed out from lack of food and energy. What happened the
Obviously not.
second time she passed out?
I heard her fall out the bed. I quickly went to our room and picked her up. I brought her to our parents' bed, which had a bigger bed. I asked for help again from the warden, but he didn't even bother talking to me that time.
I'm very sorry, Andrew. That must have been tough.
Oh yeah, no fucking shit.
Hey, Andrew, this is you. I understand that you're angry, but you need to understand this is a courthouse. You can't be speaking with that kind of language here.
But you clearly don't understand. Like none of you do. I had to take care of my sister my entire life, and like when she actually needed me, when she was actually in like a situation where I could have helped her, and she actually truly needed me, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do jack shit. So I don't need your
Andrew,
sorries.
you're in a court. You're on a trial for your life here. Please respect the rules of this court and testify normally.
Look, I'm sorry, but could you just imagine having to take off someone your entire life and then
Oh. Yes.
Quiz Goodman said relevance.
Shows to character of the witness, Your Honor? Your Honor?
Objection sustained.
Moving on then. Moving on then. Sorry. What happened the day of the incident?
well, I remember hearing like extreme loud music and then like a massive thud coming from like our neighbor's apartment, Ray. I remember him yelling.
Take your time.
Sorry. So I heard like extreme loud music and a massive thud. I do remember me and Ashley, yelling to Ray through the walls because we actually had to deal with his music multiple times during the quarantine. But most of the time he just lowered the music, and this time he just didn't lower the music. So we got a bit worried.
And what happened next?
Well, we went to the balcony since.
Yes?
Well, sorry, we went to the balcony and
Your Honor, if I may take a short recess here. Very, very short recess.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it. So kind. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I truly apologize. We're now back. Uh, Prosecutor, please go into your stand. Thank you. Uh, could you answer the question?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Hold. I need to open up my notes again, because every time I open up Discord to move, I need to reopen the notes, because they close. Here they are, and then I need to go here. Um, what happened the day of the incident?
Well, I remember hearing extremely loud music and then like a massive thud. I do remember us yelling to Ray, our neighbor, through the walls, because we had to actually deal with his music multiple times during the quarantine. But most of the time, he kind of just lowered the music and didn't really say much. But this time, he actually didn't lower the music, so we got a bit worried.
And what happened afterwards?
Well, we went to the balcony, and like since we didn't want to die, we didn't jump to his balcony. Instead, Ashley went and grabbed a plank. Like I have no idea where she got it from, but we used it to get to his balcony.
And what did you see through his window?
Um,
Could you please tell us, Andrew, what you saw through his window?
I saw Ray on the ground, and it didn't look like he was alive. There was like a bunch of like almost pentagrams and runes on the floor, like around him or like near him.
And what happened next?
I well, we got an ashtray to like break in to check up on him, but like the second I got like close to him, I like
What happened when you got close to him, Andrew?
honestly, I don't remember. I honestly do not remember what happened. One second I was like rushing to go check up on him. The next I'm waking up feeling well rested and well fed for like the first time in months.
So what happened afterwards?
I went outside mine and Ashley's room. Ashley was still sleeping, and I opened our freezer since it was like slightly open. And I saw one of Ray's arms and legs.
So what happened? What did you do afterwards?
I quickly went to Ashley and I questioned her about it like instantly, but she didn't know what I was talking about either. When I showed her our freezer, she nearly puked. We went to check on Ray, but he wasn't there. Um, when we checked his freezer, we found his head and torso.
So you're claiming you have no memory of cutting him up and storing him in your freezer and eating his leg?
No, I really don't know.
Thank you, Andrew. Nothing further, Your Honor. I reserve the right to recall this witness later on.
Okay.
Quiz Goodman said I'd like to redirect the witness.
Okay, proceed.
Just a few questions. Andrew Graves, you and Ashley must have made it back to the apartment and were not conscious of it over the plank on the balcony.
I don't remember anything from that.
Quiz Goodman said before seeing the body, you were both still sane, right?
Yes.
And then when you saw his body through the window, you both smashed into his apartment to check up on him.
Yes, we used the ashtray to break the door so we could check up on him. That's correct.
Quiz Goodman said you do not remember what happened directly after you saw the body, correct?
I do not remember what happened after we went to go check on him.
Quiz Goodman said before making it to the apartment, even after your sister passed out twice you let her walk over a plank on the 4th floor.
That's correct, yes.
To check up on a guy you never knew before the pandemic.
I mean, yeah, he was our neighbor.
To me that sounds like you may have had other intentions when going to his apartment.
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
Objection sustained.
Quiz Goodman said you would do anything for Ashley, correct?
I would do anything to protect my sister, that is correct.
Would you even cut up a corpse just to feed her?
Objection, Your Honor. Excuse me? What kind of question is that?
Objection sustained.
I'd like to show the picture of the fridge.
The fridge. The which the empty fridge? Hold. Your Honor, I need a show,
Quiz
please.
Goodman said not the empty fridge, the one in Ray's apartment.
I do not actually believe we have a picture of the fridge filled with his head and torso in evidence, unless we do and I'm wrong, but I do not believe that is a... Wait. Hold, Your Honor, sorry, I just have to find that picture. Apologies, Your Honor. The prosecution meant the freezer in the apartment. That we do in fact have. um, Here it is. Sorry. Very slow computer on that screen up there. It takes a bit of time to properly load and everything.
Quiz Goodman said, do you remember what was inside this compartment?
I believe so.
Could you recount it for the court?
In Ray's freezer, we found his limbs.
This isn't Ray's freezer. This is the one found in your apartment.
The question was, you state the ones in Ray's apartment.
We don't have a picture of that, sorry.
Your Honor, if I may, the defense will stipulate that in the apartment there was in fact a freezer filled with his limbs, as they have testified that they had one there and they saw them doing it. There's no need for the prosecution to ask my witness about this again.
Okay, understood.
Quiz Goodman said, I recall Ashley mentioning that you handled the storage of Ray's head and torso. Were you aware of this?
I do not remember doing that. It was all sort of a blur to me.
Did you know this before this trial?
Did I know of what? Sorry, could you repeat your question?
Of this information by Ashley.
No, I did not.
I find this convenient.
Objection, Your Honor. Not even a question.
Objection sustained.
Quiz Goodman said that will be all.
Your Honor, at this current state, we do not have the other witness we would need to call. We would ask for a short recess until next day for when we can call the witness up, whenever date we will decide to continue this.
Okay, understood.
Great. In that case, this will now be the end of today's trial. Hope everyone enjoyed. I'm glad everyone showed up on time and no one was late by even an hour, like not even a minute. Everyone showed up exactly on time. I'm glad for that, aren't we all? Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. I will now mute and black out the stream so we can end it.